Hello everyone, today I want to do one video dedicated for those who love Epiphyllum, because you can see that this is my collection of Epiphyllum and I will show you how to propagate them, so every year you have more and more. You can see that each Epiphyllum is a different species, some is hybrid, and they come out very different. Some of them will be large, beautiful color, and the large one usually about 6 to 2 inches diameter, and it blooms during daytime. It's colorful, red, fuchsia, yellow, off-white, and tricolor. And the medium size of Epiphyllum is a smaller one, the kind that half of the size, only 3 to 4 inches, and those also the day blooming type. And there is a special type that called German Empress, and you can see the German Empress, they usually trail down like this, and it's clustered with many different colors. This is the stem that I try to use it for display, and later on I will propagate them. So this is how I do it. When you have a stem of your favorite type, and the stem usually about 12 to 18 inches long, if it's a very healthy plant, just like this one, it comes from one stem, okay? And when you have the healthy stem, because Epiphyllum, they don't have leaves, just bloom from the stem. So when you have a long stem, you just clip it into 8 to 12 inches, and you wait it for it to callus in one day, healing it so it won't be too wet when you put in the soil. And you make sure that this is the top, so you make sure that you give it a little trim right here, so you can the flesh is not there to rot, because it's rooted from the bone in here. So by doing that, you will know what end to put in the pot, because otherwise sometimes you don't know which end after a while. So see, these are the 3 healthy stems that you can use. These are for this red one, because it's usually skinnier, so I separate them. So when I propagate, the same thing, I will put in the name. And the collection that I do, if you continue doing this, for example, this one already have root, and you don't want to use too many root when you root it, so you give it a trim, and again you trim it at the bottom in the triangle like this, so it rooted for you. And this is another one. This one I would like to leave it alone, so it can root it from here. This I want to show you. This is my last year propagation. First of all, you find a very well drained soil, the soil that you mix with a lot of perlite, to make sure that the water drains very quickly, and you find any pot for your liking. I usually put in some type of pot so I can give it as gift. And here is a stem that I did it last year for the German Empress, and this year it's already give me 1 flower. All it takes is just 1 year, and if you see the plant growing beautifully like this, that means that year after year it will bloom for you more and more, and that is the same kind like this. when it gets bigger. It's so beautiful. Or you can use as a cutting during Mother Day. This pot is the same. It's a smaller type, and I put it in last year in this pot. And you look at this year, it's already give me 1, 2, 3, 4 flowers. And later on, when it's done blooming, you can also trim it down if you want, so it can grow fuller. For this particular one, it's a very deep dark. I will show you the color later, but the best way to do is when you propagate them. Look at the soil in here. It's full of perlite and things. You don't water it until 2 weeks later when you propagate. This is the type, and it's beautiful. And I put in here about 6 to 12 stems. So by next year, it have a full grown, beautiful, and it's have marked big red. Same goes with this. This one is a tricolor, and the name is golden braid. And you can see that you just put them down in the soil and just hang it, because epiphyllum seem to like to be hung under the tree, because that's how in nature it grows on tree. So when you plant it in the pot that's sitting on the ground, bugs can get to it, and it doesn't seem to do well. It needs air space, and it like to be hung. This stem over here are the type that the medium size of golden, German Empress. This one grew blooming for me quite a bit. This one, it just happened to be in the sun so much, that's why it turned yellow, but there's no alarm. All you need to do is just bring them to the shade area a little bit, and then it turns green again. When you have hanging pot like this size, or this 6 inches or 1 gallon size, that is the best for propagation, because they don't need a lot of soil to root. They still in the premature stage, so they need this something to hold the roots, so you don't need to give them big pot to be in the beginning. So you can see that is very simple, and the more you grow and the more you learn. When you see the epiphyllum that have spot on the leaves, no, not the leaf, the stem, usually it's causing by some disease in the root. So what you do is sometimes you just need to clip that stem, throw it away, because it will not damage to the rest of the plant. Most of the time, when the healthy plant is the one that's very firm, it's holding. When you touch it, it does not feel like paper thin. This one is a little bit thin, but it's no harm, because right now it's doing blooming, so it stretches the plant out a little bit. Other than that, the healthy stem for you to buy is the one that have no spot, beautiful, and the bone is usually very hard. The flesh is plump, and you just use this about 3, 4, 5, put in one of the hanging pot like this, and next year you will have a full plant. And sometimes they bloom 6 months later, depend on the condition. For me, I'm very lucky, because my house have a lot of shady pot and a lot of trees, so they love it under the tree. And epiphyllum, they like water beginning March throughout the summer, and you need to give it time to dry up before you water again. But you stop watering completely beginning November, and let them bone dry until February. because since they have a lot of water in here, they can sustain through the winter. The weather is never below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, because that is the frozen stage. You need to bring it in. If it's 50 degrees, it's good, because they need that cold weather in order for them to go through the cold stage and then force them to bloom when the weather is nice. So if it's warm on year round, it's not going to give you the good bloom. And I will show you in the photo the one that I have that every year bloom at least 500 flowers for me. That one is too heavy for me to carry over here, but that is this type right here. So this plant right here, next year it will grow a lot more and it's going to be beautiful. So if you do need to learn more, click on my other video, or if you need a stem to start your own collection or few stem, contact me and I will send it to you. Thank you so much.